Hello, welcome back to 300 Seconds of Science. I'm your host, Victoria. Today, we are going to be talking about fear. What are phobias and what causes them? What happens when you are afraid of something? Is it possible to overcome fears? I'm sure you're interested in all these questions, so fear not. I'm here to talk about the science behind fear and what really happens. Let's start with the definition of fear. Fear is a natural emotion response to a source of danger, known or unknown. We all have things that we are afraid of. For me, it's failure. Does that mean I'm ticophobic? Well, not necessarily. A phobia can be defined as an excessive fear or anxiety related to specific objects or situations that are out of proportion to the actual danger they present. So even though I hate the feeling of failure, and I think it's the worst, I know that it generally doesn't propose a significant danger to me. There are four main theories as to why phobias form. Starting with number 1, classical conditioning. This is when you directly interact with the stimuli and then become afraid of it. So when little Timmy got bit by a spider, he became deathly afraid of spiders for the rest of his life. Number 2, vicarious conditioning. This is when you catch a phobia from someone else, like monkey see, monkey do. For instance, you might see your friend running and screaming when there's a bumblebee, then you get to thinking about how terrifying bumblebees are, and now you run and scream when you see them. Number 3, instructional acquisition. This is when you learn a phobia. So if you start doing research on sharks, and then you realize how strong their bite is, you might develop phobia. And number 4, genetic inheritance. This is a transference of a phobia to one's children. Research shows that certain phobias will latch onto specific genes and transfer onto the offspring of someone with that phobia. Individuals with specific phobias are more likely to have first-degree relatives with the same phobias. Now that we've touched on what can cause a phobia, let's take a look at the effects of a phobia. When an individual comes face to face with a phobia of theirs, it is called a phobic reaction. There's a variety of different reactions going on in your body and mind when you come face to face with a phobia, but the most common reaction, which I'm sure you've heard of before, is fight, flight, or freeze. This near-instant response is found in humans and most animals as a safety mechanism to stay alive. Fight refers to when an animal or human stands its ground and defends itself against whatever it is that's causing the reaction. Flight refers to when an animal or human makes a snap judgment and decides to run away from the situation. And freeze is when the animal or human is paralyzed with fear and cannot move. Some other physical symptoms that could arise when encountering phobic reactions are increased heart rate, chills, dizziness, or even nausea. Alright, now that we know what to expect when we're having a phobic reaction, is there anything we can do about it? Can you fight your fears? Can you overcome your phobias? Yes, the best way to conquer a phobia is through the help of a trained medical professional. One of the most useful strategies a professional might use to help eliminate a phobia is cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT for short. In this scenario, the goal would be to use CBT as a tool to enact some form of exposure therapy. In other words, a doctor might use techniques to change the way you think and behave in regards to your phobias, through small but gradually increasing amounts of exposure. The idea being, with your increased exposure, you will become more and more comfortable with your phobia, and hopefully rid yourself of that phobia, or at least lessen its impact. With that being said, that'll wrap things up for today's episode. Do you have any major phobias, or any weird ones? Let us know in the comments down below. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and follow us on Instagram, X, and Facebook. Thanks again for watching 300 Seconds of Science, and if you're interested in history, you should check out our other channel, 5-Minute Flashback. That's all, folks. Go out, enjoy life, and stay curious. Oogly boogly.
This program was produced by ZTV at the University of Akron. Do you want to gain experience in video production, professional social media, or working with real clients? Visit the UA School of Communications online or follow us on social media to learn more. ZTV, make media, make a difference.